lot of work down here, man. I got a lot of people doing some work down here, man. We're going to get all this hooked up all the way because, you know, the first 2 floors is really like, you know, make some bread, man. And, you know, the basement is, you know.
It's a real nice storage area.
Well, I mean,
yeah. Can't imagine nobody living down here, really. You know?
You could, though, man. It got, actually, I'm going to show you, man. It got a little kitchen, little bathroom. We just got to get everything worked on, man. And we can actually square this spot up. So.
Oh, set up?
Yeah, man. I'm going to show you.
That shit cool, man. It's
crazy, but it's like the fake little kitchen area right here.
Man, crazy.
That's just from the workers doing the work, man. But this is like a little kitchen right here. You know what I'm saying? Bathroom right here.
Okay.
You can store some stuff in the back over there. On some real shit. Like back there, you can store a lot of stuff. There's another room I can show you. The window look like it's busted out and got some plastic on it, but it's good.
Cheers, my nigga. I appreciate it, bro.
Without drinking, bro.
Much love. Hey, so when you gonna give me the keys so I can move in?
Keys.
Yeah, the keys for upstairs.
Talking about the front door?
No, upstairs, the apartment upstairs.
Nah, bro, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I threw you off a little bit, man, but you know what I'm saying? Them spots up there, man, I gotta rent them out, bro. So I gotta get everything I can now. But this will be temporary. Now with some real shit, bro, it's the best thing I got going right now, man. I told you, but I got you. This is what the best I got. I mean, if I could, I'd move you up in there with me and my lady. But you know how she is.
Smell like somebody died.
That's what my bread at, man.
I guess something better than nothing.
I mean, can you eat that? You know what I'm saying? Can't have you going around like this, man. You was that nigga, boy. That nigga, you know what I'm saying? We finna get right back where we need to be. We just gonna do it on a different side of the fence.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? Legit. That's all, but that legit paper is just a little slower than that bullshit paper. But slow is better than no, right?
Yeah, whatever you say, dog.
Come on, man. We gonna get this bread, man. We gonna do this right, man. Alright?
All right, welcome back to On the Scene. I am Aminah Sillah-Baker, also known as Ms. Mina Brown Diva, and I am the guest host today. Big shout out to Barbara Foster and the team here with On the Scene, and also big shout out to our sponsor, that's Ashonia Scott with Essie Marie's Salad Dressing and Marinades. Now, I'm sitting here with another amazing guest. This is none other than Desean Sanford. Now, he's not an actor, okay? He said he's not an actor.
Well, I am.
But he is an actor,
right.
no. But, you know, a lot of people say don't put them into that category. He said he's an entertainer. So that is a big thing. It's more than just acting. You write, you produce, and you've done so much. So welcome to the show. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Now tell me a little bit about yourself.
Baby J.
Man, I'm from the south side of Chicago. And shout out to the south suburbs. I spent a lot of time out there as well. I'm an athlete at heart. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I was doing all the grind and wine and whatnot. But it toughened me up, man. And taught me a lot of things. Went on to play a lot of sports in school.
What sports did you play?
Man, I played basketball, football, and baseball all through, like, from crawling to high school. And then I played college basketball.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been an athlete the whole way through, huh?
Man, I ain't got no choice.
Now, when did you know that you were also an entertainer? When did you know you like to do characters and just that you can change yourself up?
Man, you know what? Actually, when I was young, I was just a fool, like everybody
Oh,
else.
good.
You know, everybody else will tell you, I was just a fool. But no, I had a lot of fun. Just growing up, always imitating commercials and, you know, imitating people's voice. You know, we Southside Chicago, you grow up talking about people.
Yeah,
that's all you do.
Roasting, huh?
You getting talked about or you talking about somebody else. And, you know, my brothers were much older than me. Not a lot, but, you know, at least 5 or 6 years older than me. So my mouthpiece became a little mature when I was around my friends. You know?
Young age.
Yeah. Now, they didn't cuss a lot. I used to cuss a lot, which is what the part of the problem was. But
right.
That's kind of how it went, though. But, yeah, we learned to start talking about each other. And then I just always been considered kind of funny at times. And it just stuck. But the acting part of it became a different element. But we can get into that.
Yeah, well, I don't mind. So with the acting, you have done a lot of stuff. And your first major role was I would say a great movie that was done by an amazing director, and that is Spike Lee.
Man,
Yes,
outstanding.
let's talk about that first movie.
Man, it was an experience. So first of all, shout out to Spike Lee, Nick Cannon,
Yes.
Angela Bassett, Wesley Snipes. The few small encounters I had with them, didn't get to hang out. Not finna make up no fabricated stories.
That's my people.
But no, yeah, it was all love though. All of them showed a lot of love. But man, Spike was cool from out the gate, man. I had to audition literally like 5 times.
Oh wow.
It was crazy because each time we got called back, like, okay, we're going to get it this time. And then when you don't hear nothing, you're like, oh, man. Then the third time, they like, we want you, they want us again. Like, okay, we got to get it. The third time, they asked you, man, by the fourth time, it was like, man, I don't think they want us. And then on top of that, they had started filming supposedly. So
Yeah.
we was like, oh, man, we just didn't get it. You know what I mean? So the blessing was I did get the role. And so the first character, first major role with Spike Lee was, I played a pimp named Blue Monday.
Okay.
And what's even funnier, short story I didn't share with everybody, but I had this whole thing I was going to try to do in front of Spike Lee. You know, I had made up this whole little thing for the pimp, you know. 'Cause
Okay.
I had no lines. You know what I mean? It was just like, look, show up, you Blue Monday, you got a sex scene. I didn't even know how it was going to go. I didn't know who the girl was. I didn't know nothing. So I'm just like, all right, I hope she looked okay. You
Right.
know what I mean? And I tried to meet with her beforehand, you know, but she was like, what was we supposed to do? Practice? I was like, well, you know.
Right. She like, no, I see you on set.
Yeah, exactly. But no, man, it was such a dope experience. And I go back to the audition, you know, one of the first things Spike was like, hey, you know, how's your stroke? I'm like my jump shot? Like, what you
Right.
talking about? He's like, no,
What
man,
stroke?
your stroke. Like, you know, you got a sex scene. So I'm like, oh. So that's kind of how he introduced the role to me.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, man, you know, you got a sex scene. You going to play a pimp named Blue Monday. So I'm like, oh, man. So I'm on the other side of the table like, okay, thank you. You know, in my mind, I'm like, yeah! You know, I'm going crazy. So I'm sitting there chilling, and he's sitting across from me at this big old table. And so, short story long, as I like to say, we ended up going ahead, you know, so I had this whole thing I was going to do. You know, I was Blue Monday, so I was like, you know, I think, let me see, I kind of remember, I say, see, nobody likes Mondays and they be blue, but Blue Monday likes Monday. So I make that my prime time times 2. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Look, I had practiced it a bunch of times. I'm like, man, I'm finna do it for Spike.
Yes.
I showed up on set. He was already yelling about something, this, that, and the third. And he like, man, where's the sound? And so I'm like, I walk up, and he see me. He was like, what's going on? I was like, hey. And I was about to try to, and he was like, go to your trailer and get dressed. Maybe I was like, yes, sir.
Right.
Straight to my trailer. I was like, man, that wouldn't have been the time to do that.
No.
So
He
I was
brought,
like,
you know, get him out of here.
yeah,
Anything.
you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's your whole opportunity. So I count my blessings, man. I was thankful for it, but
Yes.
that's how it started off.
I know that's right. So that is the movie Chirac. I love the movie. So I'm going to have to go back and look at that and make sure that I check out the pimp in the sex scene so I can see what happened in that movie. But no, I know that that's an experience like no other.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Yes. So just working further, you're about to produce and direct your own type of movies and stuff coming up, right?
Yes, I am. It's definitely in the plans. It's been a long time coming. I've been trying to write, and I say trying to write because I didn't necessarily master the structure and all the actual components of writing. You know, I knew how to write and, tell a story, but I didn't know how it looks on a script and what words do you use instead of this and blah, blah, making sure your theme line up with the page, all that type of stuff. So shout out to Javon Johnson, who, of the Oval, head butler on the Oval. I took his writing class under his tutelage and learned a lot, and a lot of amazing things that has helped me mold my projects into something better than I already thought they were.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And so one of them, you have your creation, Coming for Blood. Yeah. Now, tell me a little bit of just about. Now, you don't have to tell me the movie. I'm always trying to get people to just give me all. I want to know the whole movie, but I know you can't give it to me.
Right.
But just tell me kind of what's the basis of it and what's your vision for it.
So, Coming for Blood is a vampire movie, as you can imagine.
I like that.
But it's a different breed of vampire. It's not just about biting necks and of course, there's, like every other movie, there's some politics involved. And, my character, he's the, head vampire. He just kind of questions everything, which leads him down another path of this discovery. Not just it starts as self-discovery. He starts out on, just a typical, young person's path, and he's a vampire. So he got all this time to, really soak in what he wants to soak in.
Okay.
Now, he can go bite some necks and absorb it that way, but he want to do it the real way. He read books. He's
a sophisticated vampire.
He's particular about the type of blood he drinks.
Yeah.
He's not gonna just bite your neck if he ain't healthy, but he ain't necessarily got to bite your neck. He got
Right.
his ways of doing things. But
This sounds great.
yeah, he kind of he travels the world, and experiences a lot of different cultures. Speaks 5 different languages.
Oh, wow.
So he kind of goes all
So
over.
well versed in everything.
Yeah.
And so one of the other ones I was looking up, the only Coming for Blood is also Laugh at Death.
Laugh
Now that's a comedy movie. So flip from the horror and the scary stuff. Now we gonna get a little laughter, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about it.
Laugh at Death is it's a satirical comedy. Now I don't mean to check your intelligence, but do you know what satire is?
Yes, somewhat. But for those that don't know, you can let them know.
Okay, in a basic form, satire is pretty much bringing light to a serious subject, but maybe in a comical way. So basically, Chirac, like that was satire. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So Laugh at Death is pretty much, it kind of basically hits on how we need to buy life insurance. Life insurance. So the comical way I go about it, the main character, Mr. Miles, he really doesn't know how to go about it. So his thing is like, he'll think about it and he'll see a crowd of young boys and go, oh man, hey, check it out. You guys, anybody trying to kill you guys lately? Stuff like that. And they're
Right.
like, what? You know what I mean? He's like, well, I'm not going to, say nothing. I'm just trying to, get some life insurance. You sign up, your family can get some money. It's kind of like, whoa, bro, what are you?
Slow down.
The reality of it is, you know what I mean? We need life insurance, especially if you got kids that's out here in the streets.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those things I just kind of play with that element, you know what I
Okay.
mean? Without saying too much. But
Right, without saying, because I want to see these films. All right.
I can't wait to see them myself.
Now, one thing about you is you're so versatile. Now, I've seen that you have played a Puerto Rican, a saxophone player, a pimp, a numbers runner. It's like, what the heck? How do you pull this out of yourself to just play these different roles? And tell me about your experiences with each one, if you don't mind.
Man, well, with experiences with each one, we'd be here all night.
Right.
But I'm gonna tell you, like what makes it the most fun is the more kind of challenging roles where you kind of really gotta lock in. So what's funny for me was what kind of helped me get to where I'm at, I would say, was the Puerto Rican.
Okay,
That
tell
was
me about
kinda-
the Puerto Rican role.
So that's actually what's funny about that. That was the first.
Karma Garden, right?
Yeah, Karma Garden. Shout out to Cassandra Bell Studios, and shout out to the 47th Street Theater,
Nice.
Washington Cultural Center. Yeah, they gave me a lot of love over there. But anyway, so Karma Garden, man, I got to play this Puerto Rican. And the funny part is, she didn't even tell me. She just kind of gives us the scripts, So the first day, I'm just reading it normal, like, I think my woman in the script's name was like Taylor. So I'm just like, hey, Taylor, hey, baby, but, regular dialogue. So by the end of we going through the script, and I look at something, his last name is like Latino.
Yeah.
And so I was like, wait a minute, so wait, what's going on here? She's like, oh, you're Puerto Rican.
Dang.
And just like walks off. Now this is like my second time like doing a major production. So I'm like, yo, like, you just trust me like that?
Right.
So I'm kind of like, okay. So what made it funny though was, mind you, this was years ago. I wish I could have did it different, but everybody said I did a good job. Shout out to everybody that acknowledged that. But what I did was, man, I went and I watched Scarface, I watched Selena, anything that had like Spanish and English. I tuned into all that stuff. I mean, I'm listening to the Spanish channel on my way home from work on the radio. I'm already like, I'm smoking cigarettes.
Oh,
I'm doing
God,
all this.
you in there like.
I just went all the way. And so it was times at the time I was engaged, and my fiance, she's like, what are you doing? Why do we have to listen to this and this, that, and the third? I'm like, hey, this is just, part of the character.
Because you probably like, call me Poppy, okay?
I was going crazy. I'm talking about, and so the funny part about it, though, I'm doing all these different, different actual, like, they kind of different languages in a sense. Because I'm like, 1 minute, the guy is actually Puerto Rican in the play. He says, wait a minute, man. 1 minute you sound Dominican. 1 minute you sound Mexican. 1 minute you sound like you from... And he's naming it. And I was like, oh, man, so I'm doing it right. He said, no, we know because we know.
Exactly.
He said, but just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing good. You know what I mean? So it's real motivating, especially to have a Latino in the play.
Yes.
Telling you that you're doing pretty good.
That feedback.
Yeah, because when I first did it, I was scared. At first I came to the next rehearsal and I'm like, hey, so they like, mama, so and everybody was just like, they started laughing. I'm like, oh my God.
You like, is this good or bad?
No, I thought it was bad because I didn't, it's my first, I tried to do a foreign character, my first,
Yes.
So I'm just like, oh no, this is all bad. I'm like, and they all laughing and then somebody said, what, are you mixed or something?
Right.
I'm like, no. And they was like, dude, we thought you just, how you, what you, and I mean, don't get me wrong. I had, I learned what the real words were. I crossed out the words in English, rewrote them in Spanish. But you got to make it flow. You got to hear how the accent, how they put on certain letters. It was a lot, and I thought that was like what all actors do. And they was like, no, you really went to, and I was trying to roll my double R's. And it was.
That'll put you in another class, just the fact that you do so much research and you went into the character so hard. I would be like, listen, he can do anything. I love, I guess, like Idris Elba. He has a serious accent. He's from another country, but when he does some of these roles, you see how he can just change. I didn't know until I had done research that he even could speak like that. So for you to switch it up, I love that. I love it.
See, where they switch up is different, but for me, I ain't gonna lie, I appreciate that, but I really oh man, I wish I could go back and do it differently. But
really?
You always look at your past work.
And that was a while back. That was almost 10 years ago. Yeah. So you can do another Puerto Rican role, and then you change it up.
Yeah. I already wrote one or two of them.
Really? Yeah. Now tell me about your experience as the saxophone player.
Oh man, that was a dope play, man. Shout out to John Ruffin. It was called Taking Back My Name. It was like Ike Turner's version of what was going on, back then. Okay. Which was a lot of stuff I didn't know about. Like you literally, there was a book that came out. The book was nothing like What's Love Got to Do with it. It was literally two different things. But I got to play Tina's first, I guess you call baby daddy.
Okay.
Raymond Hill, the saxophone player.
The one they don't talk about.
The one they don't talk about, right. And so when you see in the movie when Lawrence Fishburne hey, Craig, hey baby, go bring Craig. That was actually Raymond Hill's son that they were talking about. She had a kid named Craig with him. I learned a lot about that too, but yeah, it was a dope play. He made us shave everything off.
Oh wow.
No sideburns, I thought he was gonna make us cut off our eyelashes.
Yeah.
We couldn't have no facial hair.
Bare face.
Oh man, I looked like I was about 10 years old.
Right. Yeah. No man ever wants to cut off their mustache or beard. Man. So that's commitment there.
Oh yeah, all day
He was like, I gotta play this role, so let me go for it, huh?
Yeah, he made us dig deep. But no, it was a dope play, man, and they gave Ike's version of how it wasn't just him beating on her and, and back then how it was accepted to hit women and, it was deep.
It was a little different.
But it was dope. Yeah, dope experience.
Now, another role that you played, because when I met you, I said, well, what are you? You said I'm an entertainer. And I was like, oh, you must rap. Well, you're a rapper, so. Well, I bet a lot of people kind of ask you that, but you played a rapper, so you are able to flip the switch also with that. So how was that experience?
Man, it was fun. I kid you not. It was a challenge though, because they have to trust you to do that. When they first gave me the role, they were like, hey, you playing a rapper. They wanted me to link up with friends of mine. They was like, hey, you got friends that rap? Yeah. They was like, well, I need you to go get with them so you can learn how to rap. And I'm like, I don't need to do that. From Chicago, we know,
right.
We just
we
try
done
to
did a little something at the lunch
table.
table.
Yeah, just give me a beat. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So short story long, it ended up being one of those things where they ended up trusting me. And first, I still did it wrong. I wrote something, but I wrote what the movie was about. So I did and she was like, no, you can't. You just told the whole movie.
Right.
I was like, we'll play it at the end then.
Right.
I'll just write something else. And they was like, you gonna have to. So I'm like, cool. So that gave me room. Now I get to write another track.
Yes.
So we shot a video for it and everything. Man, I had the glasses on, the jewelry, we had dancers. Had a ball.
You was blinged up.
Blinged up. Yeah. And I actually did it previously in a stage play called Tour Secrets. Shout out to Wink. And I didn't, the play was, we put things together fast. It was a great play, but it didn't give me a chance to really rap. You know, I didn't get a chance. Like, it was one scene where this girl was like, I'm gonna have a long time trying to get dressed. I said, perfect, I can squeeze in some bars right there. Because the whole play, everybody see me dressed, I come out as a rapper, but I didn't get to rap.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I was like, take your time getting dressed. I said, just wait till you hit this one bar. And I remember I did it, and I kind of did it as if I was going over my lines before the tour started.
Yeah.
So I just, recited some lines, and I heard somebody go, okay. So
Right.
it was like, oh, that one person.
That's the clarity.
And it kept me going. I was like, okay. Because at first it was quiet. I was like, oh, okay, maybe she need to come on out here and get dressed.
A little early.
Yeah. But no, it ended up being dope, man. But yeah, playing a rapper was a challenge because, I had to really go in the studio. I had to really go in there and lay down tracks. I wrote the hook. I wrote the song, both verses, for each, track, and wrote the hooks for each track. And man, it was fun. I ain't gonna lie.
That's what's up. Fun. I love that. So what is next for Desean? Tell me what is next for you.
Man, I've been counting my blessings this far, so whatever comes next, I'm gonna embrace it. But what I have planned, a lot of the things that I've written, I'm trying to be a little more behind the scenes, like how y'all on the scene. I'm trying to be behind the scenes, But no, I'm trying to just be a little more, just out the way, a little more discreet. But I like writing. I like to see my stuff work, and I just noticed that a lot of the people that put themselves in the work and try to direct it is very difficult because you got a vision that you want to see, but you have to trust the other people while you're in front of the camera.
Yes.
And I really know what I want to see. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of like, I'm slowly working my way behind the camera more to the point where at the least if I am going to play a character, I control it. Because what people don't really understand, a lot of times it's difficult to play characters when you're not in that mood.
Exactly.
So like, for example, when I did Karma Garden, I was actually breaking up with my fiance at the time. And I'm getting married in this play. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? It's like, I got to show up to work, so to speak, like, all right, hey, baby, and then get home, and it's like,
I hate you.
But, that's a different thing you got to work on as well, as you can't let, your personal life affect your work, or you have to utilize it as such and incorporate it where it works. So my thing is, what will work for me is, well, if I was actually going through a divorce, I would rather write something and play. Well, I'm going through, well, not divorce because we didn't get married, but you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
But yeah, so it's easier. I'm not saying, all acting should be easy, but it's easier to, work when you're in that mindset
in that
already.
moment, yeah.
Because that's where you have to go.
Or at least been through it at some point.
Oh yeah. So you got to find a way to really reach in and tune in.
So who would be like a dream person that you would love to work with?
That's a great question. I didn't necessarily have one in particular in mind, but I always gave a lot of credit to Jeffrey Wright.
Yes, I love Jeffrey Wright. Chicago's own.
Oh, man. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, see, I didn't even know that.
Oh, yes. Jeffrey Wright's from Chicago. My husband and I have met him a few times.
Okay.
We ate with Jeffrey Wright in Hyde Park maybe 15 years ago. I'll never forget it. Yeah.
That's dope.
And my husband was like, I think that's the guy that played Martin Luther King, you know? And I was like, no, that's not him. And he was like, no, babe, like, I think that's him. And he actually was. So we've seen him a few times. So, yes, Jeffrey Wright, his works, what do you like most from him?
Oh, man, his versatility. And just like, so for example, like he played the Puerto Rican drug dealer in the North Shaft. I thought he was a real Puerto Rican. Like, I watched him when I did Karma Garden. I was like, I'm going to watch,
Go
Shaft.
back to that,
That was one of the things I watched, and then I saw an interview later, and he was just like, yeah, so when I was acting, I was like, dude, he ain't Puerto Rican.
Right.
I was like, so now I watched it. I went back and watched it, just his mannerisms, the way he just, it was crazy. So then to see you play a drug dealer is one thing, in Puerto Rico, play Martin Luther King, like you just said. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
That range in itself is self-explanatory to me. You know what I mean? There's one thing like, oh, I got long hair. I'm always playing a thug, a drug dealer. I'm kidnapping and cocaine. Oh, you good at that? Well, that's all I'm always doing.
That's all you're going to be casted for.
That's it. And so that's what encouraged me to write as well, because so many people you get in front of and they see you for what they see you for. There's times I see something and I'm like, hey, why y'all didn't send me out for that doctor or that teacher? I don't really see you. You don't really look like...
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. I'll write me one.
Exactly.
Write myself as a doctor. Write myself as a detective. Write myself in. You know what I mean?
Exactly how you want to.
Just like that. Yep.
Okay. So now, who are some of your favorite actors that you have watched while you were coming up and just, into this field?
Man, so many to name. Where would I even start? Well, I just named Jeffrey Wright, so I'll definitely start there. You know what? I go back. I can go movie for movie. Like you got your Wood Harrises, who give you that type of realm of things. But see, I could tell you what I love about certain black actors, certain white actors. You know what I mean? It's different. Latino actors. You know what I mean? So I just try to absorb from all of them, because everybody got something different they bring. I even like watching the old movies, like from the 20s and the 30s, and silent movies. And I like to absorb all of it, because there's so many different ways to be artistic with it. It teach you to write different. It teach you to act different. Because you can use just your eyes. You can use just your mannerisms for a whole scene. You know what I mean? And people, you might not have one line. And people will look in the background and be like, hey, you see dude back there sitting on that couch?
Right.
Hey, he looked for real.
Yes.
Like, whatever it is, sometimes you'll just see, even if it's their demeanor, their reaction.
Everything that they do.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, to try to list them, I can go old school with like I go to a specific movie just to go into it, like King of New York.
Okay.
You had so many black, white actors. You had Wesley Snipes, Lawrence Fishburne on both sides of the law. You had Christopher Walken. All them different, without going into it, whoever
legends,
hasn't seen.
yes.
Legend cats, man. And then even, I forget the guy with the red hair that was on like CSI, I think it's Miami 7. I forget his name, but man, it was so many. And everybody has that part to play. Yeah. And so when you got a lot of talent like that, you can see the movie just comes to life that much harder, because everybody's into their role. That's all you can ask for. And when you get a cast like that, like, man, take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying?
You have to.
Oh,
because the experiences, you don't get those type of experiences and watch that type of stuff happen, because not only are you watching this stuff on air and seeing these movies, but you live in it. Man. You in it. Yeah. You right here in it.
And that's what helped me growing up as a kid. I would watch certain stuff like, man, I wouldn't have did that. That wasn't real. You start doing that. So I would actually sit there and be like, this is how I would do it. Toy gun or whatever. And, you know what I'm saying? So it would start with stuff like that. But then after a while, I really just kind of really absorbed it when I started to observe it as I got older and really got into acting.
Yes. Did y'all hear that? He started to absorb it as he started to observe it. Like, I caught that. But no, it makes a lot of sense. You know, as you watch it, you aren't just letting it be seen and just come like one in out the other. Right. You actually absorbing it. You taking it in like a sponge, I say. I am a sponge myself. Just everything is a learning experience. Everything takes you on to that next level. And that's all we can do. I am so proud of you. Man, like just learning and watching you, what you do and your journey. I am looking forward to all you have coming up. I'm so excited.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So before I get into your social media and stuff, you were on BET, BET The Family Business. You thought I wasn't gonna talk about that?
I caught a blessing again. I've been catching so many blessings. So yeah, that was. I was in there. I wasn't on there long.
Everything is
I say, but it was a blessing. Yeah, because I actually was out there. I didn't know how it worked. I'm old. I'm old school. I was thinking like, okay, if I go out to LA, I know certain people out there. Maybe we can talk and deal with. It don't work like that. Like you don't just go to LA and say, hey y'all, I got something dope. Can we? It don't. I had a buddy that worked for Netflix. Netflix is like a prison. It's like a dope prison. No, what I mean as far as trying to get in.
Yeah.
Like you ever try to go to visit somebody in jail, and you gotta go through this gate, there's somebody else, another security at the next gate checking you out there. You're not getting in this building.
Yeah.
If you don't know nobody. 3 somebodies. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, it was dope. But when you get in there, man, everything is dope. The view in the back, like you can just go work in the back. But everything is dope up there. But it doesn't work like that. But I was out there trying to really get a different script. Talk to one of my buddies about a different script. And it's a hood movie called Hard, but it's about 2 brothers, you know what I'm saying, and how they come up in the game and how it affects their life. The older brother try to keep the little brother away without going off into it and talking your head off. But the short of the story is I was out there for the net trying to talk about that script and, you know, talk to some people. So it started off, I actually went on the show, The Family Business. Shout out to Carl Weber and them, KJ Rose and all them. But I went out there. I originally was about to be an extra. Like, well, I still was kind of considered an extra, but I was about to just be an extra. I was just in the background, like, you know. And while we sitting around, this guy just walks into the room, and he looks around. He's like, "You stand up." I'm like, "Okay." So I kind of stand up with a little air in my chest because I don't know who you are.
Exactly.
I'm like, you know, what's up?
What's up?
And that kind of helped though. He was like, "Yeah, you." So I'm like, he like, "Come with me." And I'm like, where we going? I'm like, you know, I'm looking.
On the inside, you
I'm
come on, what's going on?
So we get to the room, and he's like, yo, this is the guy that's going to be fighting. So now I got a fight scene.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, man. So I'm like, oh, cool. You know what I'm saying? So at the time, I was like 200 pounds. You know, it was before I had surgery not too long ago, but I was in the gym and all that, and I was about 200. And the guy they had me fighting was Mark Henry.
Okay.
The professional wrestler.
Oh,
you know,
wow.
He's a good professional wrestler. And then also in that same scene came the guy that played Suge Knight. So, you know what I'm saying? We went out there and, man, I had a ball, caught a blessing, and, you know, that's how they come. Sometimes you never know.
Wow, you just never know.
Never
but
know.
you're going to continue to get those experiences like that. Now, Desean, I want you to tell everyone where to follow you at so they can get in contact and follow your journey, and also where they can watch some of the clips and the videos and movies that you've been in.
Okay. Well, I'll start with my Instagram, Sandman4919. That's SANDMAN 4919. My Facebook is D.I.San. That's D.I.SAN. I'm sorry.
Like where they can view.
So yeah, of course we got shout out to my boy As Is, man. Exit the web series. That was one of the first things that really put me on.
Yes.
And he was the first person to really trust me in front of a camera because that entire show, there's no script.
Oh wow.
It's all improv. The entire show. Every episode. It's 7 or 8. It's 8 episodes. There's no script. And everybody just be like, man, y'all did a good job. So you have to trust other actors to like, you know, not say something and step on each other's feet. Because we was so cocky. We was calling ourselves One Take Shorty.
All right, one take Shorty.
Yeah, 'cause we had a couple cameras. Yeah, but man, Exit the series is on YouTube. You got Cherry, which is a Stephanie James film on Tubi. We just finished, Ignite Your Love. That premiered. Shout out to Stacy Breezy. Breezy Dolls. We did Ignite Your Love at the AMC Theater. Just did 4 sold out shows. 4 sold out shows. Yeah, so and she taking it to Atlanta, so look out for that maybe on some other major platform. I don't know. So I can't speak on it because I really don't know. But yeah, man, we've been counting our blessings. Also, we got check out September Rain, which is on I'm looking at Amazon Prime.
Okay.
I'm thinking of all the different. It's so much stuff out there, but I'm just counting my blessings, man. I'll be way more excited when I get the stuff that I've written really out there because I got some solid messages that I'd like to promote.
And you will, and I'm looking forward to it.
I appreciate it.
Well, Desean, we are so glad that you joined us today. We actually have a gift from Miss Barbara Foster and the On the Scene team. We have a nice mask for you today, and also your own T-shirt. So yes, hold that up. Let them see your T-shirt. Yes, we had to put him in dress code. So yes, again, I am Aminah Sillah-Baker, also known as Ms. Mina Brown Diva, and we have been talking to Mr. Desean Sanford here on the scene. Make sure you guys don't forget, check out Essie Marie's salad dressings and marinades, and big shout out to Barbara Foster. We'll be right back.
Shout out, Mom.
Hey.
What's up, Kit Kat? What's going on with you? Yeah.
I'm good.
No, baby, no.
No, I don't need no help. Still smoking them things.
Say something. Trying this stuff, dog.
You got that from me?
I got
What's that supposed to mean?
1-800-790-6110 or visit
You mean that?